Hey everybody, so great to see you today. It's another beautiful day in Northern Illinois, and if you don't know who I am, I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body-mind expert and a shiatsu massage therapist, and I do these live streams every Monday through Friday at 8:15 on my Facebook homepage. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So this week we're going to be talking about stress, and in fact I'm starting to pull together a coaching program. Hey Carolyn, on stress that I'll start in May. It'll be a 10-week coaching program, and it's going to be helping cool, interesting, fun women. Hey Barbara, cool, interesting, fun women, and Pam's here too. Figure out how to deal with extreme levels of stress that we live under anymore. So this week we're going to be talking all about stress. And one of my favorite parts about stress management is starting to use beauty and starting to use our environment to help us feel less stressed. So, we tended to be taught when we were younger that beauty and color and all of those wonderful things. Hey, Julie, and hey, Kathy. Hey, Carolyn. So we were taught that beauty is a luxury, is something that we shouldn't have, we shouldn't use, because we've got so many other things. Hey, Deb, so many other things that we've got to be working with and focusing on. So let me tell you a little story from a friend of mine. And she is a grade school music teacher, and she's been doing it for decades. And her kids, her little first graders, have been playing or listening to the song Coco. And she didn't want to play it because she says, well, I think that's kind of sad. Are you sure you want to play it? And they said, no, it makes you feel very good. And so she got out her ukulele and she played the song Coco for them, one of the songs from Coco. And from way off in the distance in the music room, she hears this little voice that says, hey, Daniel. That doesn't say, hey, Daniel. She hears a little voice that says, that was the most beautiful song I have ever heard. And so my friend says, it makes you happy and it makes you sad. And she says, that's what we call beautiful. So beautiful things in our life are things that we do that make us feel, that may make us feel good and may make us feel bad. Things that empower us or inspire us, or think about, the joy and the sadness in life. That's where beauty comes from. It's not only, something nice to look at. It's tied to an emotion. So why is beauty so powerful for helping you manage stress? Because a lot of stress is unfelt emotions, things that we're too busy or too distracted or too focused or too scary in order to feel. We can't let ourselves feel them because we've got other things we have to do. Or we're worried if we sit down and we start to feel things, then it will overwhelm us. It will make us feel even more stressed and more out of control than we always do. Hey, Stacy. So beauty is necessary. It's why we have it in schools. It's why we have art. It's why we have art museums. It's why we have all of those things, because it helps us move the emotions. Hey, Ronnie. It helps us move the emotions that we don't let ourselves feel on a regular basis. It gives us a structure. Now, in philosophy, there's some really great philosophers, and one of their strongest beliefs is that you can have an extremely spiritual experience. Hey, Julie, when you share beauty with other people. And so many indigenous cultures use this too. They'll use rituals and ceremonies where they're beautiful. There's fire and there's emotion and there's connection. And that's what movies are for. Good movies, beautiful movies. That's what beautiful art is for, whether it's modern or contemporary or old art. That's what nature is for, and the circle of life and the cycle of life. It's to put that beauty into our life. And when we've got that, it helps us, it gets rid of so many of the small and medium stressors that we don't have to carry. It helps us feel the sadness that we don't want to feel or don't have time to feel. It helps us feel the anger or the hurt that maybe we've locked up because we're afraid to look at it. So beautiful is not just, a beautiful piece of artwork. It's artwork that makes you feel something. And that really is the definition of art and of beauty. Something that makes you feel. So it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be amazing. But what I want you to do is start thinking about how you can put in your life things that make you feel, that can start to help you feel the things that will take care of so many of the small and medium stressors. Now, in your life, we've got a scale. And a lot of people think that, this will stress me out or that will stress me out, that it's something very specific. And we rack our brains and we obsess and we get paranoid and we say, this is the thing that makes me feel stressed out. And that's just really not true. We feel stressed out because it's an accumulation of small, medium, and big things which stress us physically, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually. So when we have too many of those things that are unresolved, that are unfelt, and undealt with, then we end up feeling extreme levels of stress, which unfortunately a lot of people, a lot of women are living in. I've got so many women coming to me who their brains are shut off because they can't think clearly, whose body is killing them, whose relationships are falling apart. They're constantly in arguments with people, who've got all of these chronic conditions. And a lot of it has to do with stress, to the point that I'm getting more and more women who are being taken off of work by their doctor because they're stressed out, because they're juggling and handling too many small, medium, and large stressors in their life. And they don't have enough things that help them move that energy, that help them get back into that beautiful space of both feeling and experiencing something. So when you start to purposely put beautiful things in your life, things start to change. So let's use this as an idea generator today. I'm going to start giving you some ideas about how I use beauty in my life everywhere, okay? So I want you to start, because what happens to us is we say, oh yeah, I should do that. That's a really good idea. Oh yeah, oh, I don't know what to do. I can't even think of anything. That's so normal. That's how all of us are, until someone starts making suggestions and getting the creative juices flowing about how you can put beauty in your life. So I'm going to tell you how I've put it everywhere. Let me start with my office. So in my office, on my shiatsu massage pad that I work on top of it, seasonally, I change the quilt. I changed the quilt to something that my mother has quilted for me. Hey, Edna. So every season, I put a different quilt on my shiatsu mat where I look at it every day when I work. Everyone who comes in looks at it. And it's something that my mother made for me that's beautiful, that reminds me how much I love her and how much she loves me. And it's there every day. Okay, what else? So the stones, I keep a bowl of stones. And in this bowl of stones are crystals and stones that people have given me. Hey, Edna, I collect them all together in a bowl so that I can look at them. And when I look at the stones, I remember all the people who've gifted me small little stones, jade and amethyst and crystals and quartz. And so I've got this bowl of beautiful stones. And the really neat thing is it's not only a bowl of memories, because that's what it is now. It's a bowl of people and memories. But then I can take these stones and I can gift them to other people who need them. So I keep a bowl of memories, in my office that I look at every single day. Okay, what about my office furniture? My office furniture, oh my gosh, it comes from a woman I shared an office with. Um, and it's very stately and beautiful. And she was such a wonderful challenge in my life. And every time I look at that desk and I look at that buffet, I think, oh, that's right, those were Angela's. And it makes me feel again. Okay, what about the carpeting? So I got throw rugs, and the throw rugs that um, I picked up specifically with a friend. I didn't just go to Home Depot and look for something. I went to Home Depot with a friend that I really like, and we had a fun day. We made it into a fun shopping experience, and I picked up these throw rugs while I was there. Okay, what about some of the plants that are running around? Whenever I go someplace with a good friend, I like to bring back a memory. And so right now, I've got these memories of these three little plants. They're little air plants. They're so much fun. And I use them as decoration in my office space. And they look like little islands, and so they're alive and they've got memories associated with them. Okay, what about the pictures on my wall? Same thing. Pictures on my wall I picked out purposely so that they have memory. Maybe they're a watercolor that I picked up on a pier when I was with my husband in Washington State, or that I found at Bed Bath and Beyond with my coupon, when I went shopping with my friend again. So, are you seeing what I mean? We need to surround ourselves with beauty. Beauty is stuff that has meaning. So I've got a tablet, and the tablet is something it costs $30. My husband bought me the tablet. It's something that I can carry around with me. It's something that has meaning and purpose that I use every day. So it's got beauty to me because I get to do something fun, and every time I hold it, I think, hey, somebody who loved me, somebody who loves me enough to take care of me, bought this for me. Spent $30 to get this for me. Or food that I shop for. I look for food that will make me happy, not only physically happy, but spiritually happy, with colors and joy and variety. I buy things and food at the grocery store that is creative and interesting and fun. And that's something I got from my mom. My mom, when she would go out, she'd look for these weird, unique things, these neat little teas and, neat little snacks, that she could bring home that were interesting and different and fun. So now, whenever I go someplace, whether it's a gift shop or the grocery store or wherever, I'm always on the lookout for something fun to eat or drink. Fine, it costs $2. Who cares? It's $2 that makes me think of my mother, and makes me think about how important fun and beauty is in life. Yes, I can handle a little bit of a sugar rush if I get something sweetened, but it's interesting and it's cute and it's neat. Or Band-Aids. I love how when they started to come out with Band-Aids that have characters on them. And, you could look, and there's Snoopy. I mean, how much fun is looking at Snoopy? One of the things that I think the people who love me love the most is I'm always turning the ordinary into something that's quirky and weird and interesting, so I can bring more fun and more beauty into their lives. And one of the big switches in my life is when I started, instead of just making things fun for everybody else, when I started to really make things fun for myself too. And I've used this story before. I have a friend of mine who has beautiful gardens. And I always would think about that gardens had to be useful. They had to be vegetable gardens, and they had to be planned perfectly, and they had to look just right. And if you didn't do it right, then why bother? And it kept me from creating any sort of gardens or planting anything until they said to me, no, you look out your own window and you plant the flowers where you can see them, so that when you pass the window, it makes you light up. It makes you feel good. The flowers and the plants, okay, fine, if you want to do something that's decorative, that's great. But the point is that when you look at them they'll come up. And so you'll be watching over the next couple months. I planted all of these tulips and daffodils a couple years ago in the middle of my yard because they're going to come up and then they're going to die away before it's time to mow. So, who cares? Whatever. So I'm going to be having these surprises, these magical surprises of tulips and daffodils coming up every day this spring, and I can be excited about it. What color will it be? Where will it show up? Are there going to be more? Oh my gosh, look how much it's grown. So these are things you need to start putting into your life if you want to manage your stress. If you're feeling super, extremely, overwhelmingly stressed out, you need to start purposely adding beauty. And remember, beauty is something that makes you feel. That's beauty. It's not the thing that looks just perfect on your wall. It's really beauty when it's got a memory. So the only things that I put up, the only things I decorate with are not things that I just bought here and there or whatever. They're things that I had fun with, things that I'm attached to in some way, that I can look at and remember. So I was watching a documentary recently, and I don't even remember the woman's name, and she's in her 90s. And they did a thing at the Museum of Modern Art, or at the Met, something like that, on her costume jewelry collection, because she had one of the greatest costume jewelry collections ever. And she spends her elderly years, let's say, going around to all of these shops and making deals over jewelry and clothing. And she's, a millionaire. She owns tons of money because she's been super successful in life, but she spends her life finding these great pieces and combinations. And every time she dresses herself, it's very creatively. And she was told when she was younger, when she was in her 20s, she was told by, of course, someone with much authority, that she was not beautiful, but she had style, and to really hold on to that. So she uses her personal style, her, chunky things and leopard pants and great hat and bracelets and everything. Every day she creates herself. She turns herself into a piece of art. And she says, I do this because I want someone to look at me and feel happy. And she feels happy when she dresses for the day. She doesn't look the part. She doesn't have the costume. She's decided that she is going to dress in her own style, in her own way, which is fun and interesting and quirky and amazing. And that sense of style has taken her all the way to, major art exhibits. So here's your homework assignment today. I want you to start looking around your life, and today, and as many days as you can, I want you to start adding beauty. I want you to start purposely adding beauty, whether it's a song that tugs at your heart, whether it's a flower that you planted in some random place, whether it's a bowl of memories you keep around, whatever it may be, I want you to infuse it with love and beauty and emotion, because this is what happens. Every time you see it, every time you experience it, you will release and relieve some of that stress. You will feel the sadness and the pain, and you will also get the beauty and the joy. So it's like this exchange, right? It's like this exchange. You release the emotions of stress that are, thank you, Deb. Deb says she's been listening to me every day for her beauty. Good, I'm so glad, Kathy. Kathy's going to do this too. So it's this weird molecule exchange. When you feel the sadness and the anger or the difficulty or the self-righteousness, while at the same time that you feel the tenderness and the openness, it means you opened the door, you got rid of some of your stress, and you filled that hole with something that's wonderful. This is how beauty works. This is how it takes care of a lot of the small and medium stresses. It gets rid of, it flushes the painful ones, the stressful ones, and it fills that little hole with something that's amazing that you can carry with you everywhere. All right? So that's your homework assignment for today. Put beauty in your life. So wherever you're seeing this, on my email or Facebook page or YouTube, channel or wherever, please leave a comment below. Say something, that was awesome. Send some love, something you'd love to see, you'd like me to integrate, or even some of your own wonderful wisdom to share with everybody who's watching this, because this goes worldwide. It goes international. So when you comment, you share your wisdom and your insight and enlightenment with women around the world. That's what this is about, creating a community of beauty so that we can all start to handle all of this crap that's going on around us and this insanity and these people that are off the hook. It helps us start to lead the way and take those steps to being the beauty that we want to see in the world, okay? So leave your comments, share your wisdom with everybody, share your love with everybody, and really take your part in this crowd, in this beautiful crowd of amazing human beings who are looking for a path to a better world. All right? You betcha, Carolyn. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. It'll be another topic on stress, something fun and interesting, and I look forward to seeing you then. Ciao.